What's up, everyone? It's Anna, also known as that Star Wars girl, and I apologize for the noise. Tulip is on the floor. She didn't want to be held, so she's chewing on her toy, so I apologize if she makes any noise. And today I am going to be talking about Star Wars Resistance. And to go on another little side note, I just wanted to clear one thing up before I start going on this review, and this has been something that has been a reoccurring comment in all of my videos, and it is the color of my tongue and how it changes colors in every video. So, unlike, the vast majority of people, I don't like coffee, but I'm one of those people that I do need caffeine to get through my day. It just wakes me up. It is, kind of a problem, but it's something that I can live with, the fact that I need caffeine in my life. And because I don't like coffee, I found this alternative, and it is, well, I started off with Mio, but then they also make these crystal lights that have caffeine in them. So I just put them in my water, I drink it, it tastes like fruit punch or, different flavors, and that's why my tongue is a different color. It's based on the flavor, and I get caffeine, I get my energy, I do a couple videos, I paint some pictures, and I go about my day, and it's great. The only thing is, when I'm drinking it, it stains my tongue for like an hour, and then it goes away. So it's not the biggest deal, but that's the reason why my tongue is different colors in videos. And I just wanted to clear that up. I mentioned it in one video, but it is still a reoccurring comment, so that is why my tongue is a different color. Now, on to the review of Star Wars Resistance Episode 15. I know I'm a little late on this one. I apologize for that. I did get this weird little bug over the weekend, so my tummy wasn't feeling well, and I almost threw up on a live stream. So I apologize for that. But we're going to get on to this. I watched this when I was sick, and I was like, oh my god. But we start off. Guess what? It's the barge in the middle of the ocean. The stormtroopers are there. You see their TIE fighters. Doza's sitting in his office. And who comes in? Goldie comes in. And he's just like, what happened to the pirate spy? And Doza was just like, the pirate spy got away. You have no reason to be here anymore. The pirates aren't gonna know, our doings. They're not gonna attack us anymore. And then Goldie's just like, someone helped her off this station. We need to find out who. Now, plot hole right here. So remember back in the last episode where I talked about how they were able to, pull up the holograms and see what was going on? Well, you would think if somebody that had any sense set up the security on this barge, they would have it in every hallway. Yes, I do know that there are going to be some blind spots, but you would think that they would have it at all the main points, especially the door to the tower where all the main people are. You would think that there'd be security cameras there or recordings for holograms, but apparently there wasn't, so there's no way for them to find out who helped Sonara off the barge. So just think about that. Now we go on to another scene. Now, remember those kids from way back when that, somehow managed to get to the barge even though they have no money or no way of getting off the planet they were originally from that the First Order destroyed? So those kids that were supposed to be in hiding with the Ninja Turtles down in the engine room, and I cannot believe I just said that sentence, the kids that are supposed to be hiding with the Ninja Turtles down in the engine room. This is a sentence that I'm talking about Star Wars. Anyway, so those kids, they're out fishing. They are sitting out on, this little dock ledge thing over the ocean, and there's these weird flying bird things that were in the last episode. They're like fish that fly. It's weird. And so they're just there, trying to fish or doing whatever they're doing. Guess who shows up? It's a stormtrooper. And the stormtrooper's like, let me see your identification. And instead of, you're a kid. Kids can probably get away with this easier than adults. All they could say is we forgot it. It's at home with mom or dad or something like that. And I'm pretty sure a kid would be able to talk their way out of it, because it's kind of hard to blame a child for not remembering to have their identification on them. And I feel like that's something that you could easily talk your way out of. You would think that that's something that these kids would have learned to do. But instead, what do? Oh my god, there's a stormtrooper that's suspicious of us. Instead of, just playing, the dumb kid routine, let's run. So the little girl starts to run away from this, full-grown man. This guy that's trained in combat that could probably outrun you. She runs, he catches her, and then the brother hits him on the head with the pole and knocks him out. Alright. I guess that's a good idea. I mean, now you have an unconscious stormtrooper. But anyway, plot, right? So, kids did that, it cuts, so we don't know what happens. Then guess who it is? Oh my gosh, it's Kaz. It's Kaz, Yeager, Niku, and Tora. Or excuse me, not Tora, it's Tam, sorry. Characters. So they're all chilling, and they're talking about the First Order. And Kaz is just like, wow, there's so many more stormtroopers, and I bet there's just gonna be more. This is getting crazy. And then Tam's just like, why are you judging the stormtroopers in the First Order? I feel so much more safer now that they're here. And then Niku's just like, I feel like I'm safe too with this, you know, extra like muscle here, you know, the more military, I do feel, you know, safe. And Yeager's just like, well, this is exactly what happened with the Empire. You know, they come in, they say that they're protecting you, then they exploit you, and, you know, they just use you for everything that you can possibly give them, and then they just throw you to the curb. And Tam's just like, well, my grandfather lived during the times of the Empire, and he was able to get a job in the factory to put food on the table, and you think he's a bad person because he got work for the Empire? And it's like, girl, that's not what they're saying. That is not what they're saying. They are just saying that these people are shady, and they don't trust them. They're not, like, attacking you for feeling safe, or expressing your, you know, the fact that you are okay with this extra security. That's not what they're saying. They're saying, hey, these guys are freaking shady. We don't trust them. And because of that, she's taking it like as a personal attack. And it's like, nobody said that. You're making this an issue. And then Yeager, like, you know, goes on his little thing about the Empire. And she's like, you're taking Kaz's side. I have work to do. And then she goes and starts working. And Nico's like, I will go with you. And then so Nico goes with her, and they're working on the ship like 5 feet away. Tulip, calms down. Okay, and so then Yeager's like, oh, look, somebody's watching us. Who is it? Oh my gosh, it's those 2 kids earlier. So the 2 kids pop their head around the corner, and they're just like, oh, are you hungry? And they're like, no. Are you hungry? And they're just like, all right, you kids that live with the Ninja Turtles, I guess you're not hungry. And they're like, we need help with something. And so Kaz's like, okay, I'll go with you. And then Tam comes, because Tam met them before. And she's like, okay, I'm going too. And then she makes a point to tell Kaz, I'm going for the kids. I'm not going for you. And so they go. It's Tam, Kaz, and Nico go with the kids. Guess what? Oh my gosh, it's the Stormtrooper. And the entire time I'm thinking, I'm just like, okay, why doesn't Kaz just, I mean, Kaz is, I don't think he's that tall, because it looks like everyone is basically the same size, but he looks like he's about the same height as the Stormtroopers. And I feel like Sonara is actually the tallest character that's been in this show so far. But, and I'm going off of the height of Oscar Isaac, because he's, you know, the actor in real life, since none of the other characters are, you know, actual people that have been in live action movies. So I'm trying to think, like, how it would work, how he could blend in with them. But I'm just thinking, you know, why doesn't Kaz just put on the suit and go get all the information he needs? He's supposed to be a spy. Why doesn't he do that? And I was literally sitting there eating soup, you know, thinking about this. And I'm just like, as they're talking and, you know, dialogue and stuff, and him and Tam are arguing about what to do. And they're just like, oh, bad kids for, you know, doing this. And I'm just like, Kaz, just put on the suit and go get your information. Like, this is the easiest route. Why don't you just do it? And then, guys, I thought, like, I was just thinking it, and then, like, I hear him, like, say something, and then he holds up, like, his hand. Tulip! Calm down. To the Stormtrooper hand. Tulip! Okay. Okay, Tulip. Okay, Tulip. So he holds up his hand. This is going crazy. I'm telling you, after she wakes up from her nap, she goes crazy. But everyone, this is Tulip. What do you have? What are you doing? She's been destroying Elmo all day. She has this little stuffed Elmo. But everyone, this is Tulip. She is, teething, so she's going crazy. Okay, you're going down, baby. Alright, so he holds his hand up to the Stormtrooper, and then he starts undressing and putting the Stormtrooper armor on, and I'm like, oh my god, Kaz is actually doing something great, finally. And then Tam's like, what are you doing? You're going to get caught. This is ridiculous. And then Niku's just like, I will watch the Stormtrooper while you go on your mission, Kaz. And Kaz is just like, yo, I need to find out if these kids are in the system, and if they are, I'll wipe the memory. And then, you know, I'll get some information. But he doesn't say that because he doesn't want Tam to know he's a spy. And so, I'm just thinking to myself, you know, this is a lot like I said before. You know, Kaz is a complete idiot. Every single time something happens, he has proven that he is a complete moron, but apparently he has, like, just random spazzes of knowledge. For some reason, he'll have, like, bouts of common sense. This is one of those instances, and I'm just like, huh. And I was thinking, because this episode came out, or like right before or after, I'm not exactly sure on the exact date, of when that whole information got released of Curie Hart no longer being at Lucasfilm. And I was thinking, you know what, that's such a good thing, because maybe my pain will end. Maybe the show will start getting good, because the head of the story group of Disney, the woman that was supposed to take over, it was rumored that she was going to take over after Kathleen Kennedy, now she's gone to pursue other things where she's, you know, the creative consultant for TV show writing, which is a huge step down as compared to being the head of the story group of Lucasfilm. So now that she's gone, I was like, maybe the writing's going to get better. But still, it's like, okay, so is it just going to slowly, they're going to take Kaz away from being the complete moron of the show, you know, the comedic relief, which, like I said before in a different review, is like, when it's in The Office, like with Michael Scott, it makes sense why he's an idiot, because it's a comedy. But this movie where it's spies and war, and you're trying to say that this is, what? Whatever, logic out the window. So Kaz is going, he's in the Stormtrooper outfit, and he's gonna go, do it! Oh my gosh, just play with your toy puppy. There you go. Sorry, guys. So Kaz is going off to go, you know, he wants to get onto the TIE fighter to get information. Guess who he runs into? Oh my goodness, other Stormtroopers. How surprising. And so he's just, Tulip. I have this bag full of Star Wars action figures that I, you know, use to open up, like, when I do my Star Wars live streams, and she found it, and she's destroying it. But she likes to put Elmo in the bag, and that's one of her favorite things. But anyway, back to the review. I'm sorry, one's gonna be kind of a long one. But, so, he gets onto the TIE fighter. Guess what? He goes into the system, I don't know how. For some reason, he has a password. Whatever. Logic out the window. He's got the password. And then guess who shows up? Oh my gosh, it's the Black BB-8. So Black BB-8 shows up, and then Kaz watches it, and he's like, oh, I'm just checking the system for something. And then Black BB-8 just like looks at him all suspiciously with his little eye, and then starts doing stuff, and then out comes this tray full of Star Wars version of flash drives. So they're literally like just little flash drives. And so the little unit is trying to like do the flash drives or put something, just trying to do something with them. And Kaz is just like, oh my gosh, I need to get one of those that has all the information. Then he's like, droid, give me that. I need it for the commander. And the droid just like, the fuck? No, you don't. And so Kaz gets into a fight with this BB-8 unit, and he takes his head off and throws it, and this is just like a 5-minute scene of them arguing, or fighting, would you will. And then Kaz walks off. Guess who he runs into? Oh my gosh, all the other Stormtroopers. And they're like, what are you doing? And he's like, oh, I was just checking the system. I had a problem with my comm. And they're like, come with us. And so Kaz is going with them. They get, you know, fruit thrown at them from these, you know, angry people that don't want them there. So keep that in mind, because that's going to be important. They take Kaz up to, you know, the loading dock area. Or no, not the loading dock area. The door where Kaz was originally with Sonara, and Kaz is kind of like, ooh, I wonder what's going on. Cuts over to Niku and Tam. Guess what? Oh my gosh, the Stormtrooper's waking up, so they just whack him in the head. They talk to him for a second, then they whack him in the head and knock him out again. Cut back to Kaz. As he's in the Stormtrooper outfit, as he's walking, you know, through the tower where all the ace pilots are. Tora's in there playing her video game as usual, because that's the only thing this girl does. And Kaz sees her, and he waves at her. It's like, it doesn't, you know, he's undercover. He's in a Stormtrooper outfit. And she's like, huh? Why is the Stormtrooper waving to me? So they go up to Doza's office, and this is just, Doza's arguing with Goldie, and Doza's like, this is still my station. This is still my office. And then Goldie's just like, well, these are my Stormtroopers, and I need to discuss things with them. And so they all get in. Tulip, what are you doing? Oh my god, now she's jumping. Tulip! This dog is crazy. She's literally jumping back and forth. Alright, my dog's on a whole nother level of crazy right now. Anyway, so, all the Stormtroopers are there. Goldie turns to Kaz, and he's like, give me a report of your day. And then Kaz, like a mumbling idiot, instead of imitating them, and, you know, being like, oh, we did this, this, and this, sir, kind of thing. He's just like, oh, well, you know, we did this and that, and he even does those, like, weird, awkward movements. It's like, Kaz, come on! You have to be smarter than this. In any other situation, you would be dead. They would have killed you already, but for some reason, because this is a TV show that's for kids, you're still alive. And then they're like, he's like, to the other stormtrooper, he's like, you were right. He's been compromised. Take him to reconditioning and get his memory wiped. And then Kaz's like, whoa, no, you don't need to wipe my memory. And think about this, guys. All of these stormtroopers, all of them have been trained in combat and, you know, making sure that their victims don't escape them. How does Kaz, the biggest idiot in Star Wars, get away from them? He backs up while all of them watch him walk into the elevator and they all, you know, get ready to shoot him. Instead of, you know, them jumping at him and getting in the elevator with him, they just shoot at him and then he shoots the door and the elevator goes down and he gets away. Logic out the window. Again, so somehow Kaz is able to get away from them. So, Kaz is running from the stormtroopers. The stormtroopers are running after him. Kaz is going through the hallways trying to get away. And then Niku and Tam and the kids, the stormtroopers waking up and they're trying to like wheel him down the hallways and he's on BB-8 and somebody's just like, oh, is your friend okay? And they're like, no, he's really sick. Stay back. And so that's the thing. And then Kaz runs into the angry mob that are throwing fruit. They're like, yeah, First Order, get away. And then Kaz gets through them. Then all the other stormtroopers get stopped by them. And then Kaz is talking to Niku on their little communicators. And he's like, Niku, where are you? Where are you? The stormtroopers want me. And then Niku's just like, oh, I am on my way to your location, Kaz. And Kaz, get this. This kid that's been on this station for however long it's been in their version of the timeline, but for us it's been 15 weeks. So for 15 weeks he's been on this station. Apparently he doesn't know where everything is by now, and he runs into the one dead end that we've encountered in this show. So he's at this dead end, the stormtroopers are coming, Niku is supposed to be coming, and I kid you not, somehow he is able to change out of his stormtrooper armor, put it on the other stormtrooper, the unconscious one, in about, 10 seconds, and get under the floor with Niku where Niku was with, the actual stormtrooper, and they just swapped it out. So when the stormtroopers get there, they take off the helmet and it's the original stormtrooper, and the stormtrooper's like, whoa, what happened, guys? Because, he's been whacked in the head so many times in this episode that he's, just, woo. And the stormtroopers like, take him to reconditioning. And so they go off, and then Kaz goes and he's talking to Yeager, and Yeager's just like, and he makes a thing in front of everyone to, yell at him. And so he's just like, Kaz, come here. And so Kaz goes into the office. He's like, all right, what'd you find? And Kaz is like, with the Star Wars flash drive, the First Order Star Wars flash drive. He's like, let's find out what this is. And it's a map. And they're looking at all these red dots. And they're like, what are all these red dots? Oh my gosh, guess what all the red dots are? It's all of their ships. It is all of the First Order ships throughout the galaxy. And they're like, now we know why they need this station. It's because they need a refueling station because they have more ships than the entire Republic, and they're going to do something, and that's why they want this station, and it's gonna be, a big war again. Dun 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 dun. Episode ends. Alright. Well, we know... Tulip, calm down. We know what happens in The Force Awakens. Kaz's dad is supposed to be on the planet, I presuming it's Coruscant. With all this new Star Wars canon, Kaz's dad is going to die. My fingers are hoping that this station gets blown up too, and so that way the show ends, because they keep saying this show is for kids, yet they didn't have any toys for this show until February 1st, and it was on a wait list. And, for action figures that I grew up with, let's look at Obi-Wan Kenobi from the prequels. Okay, this action figure was, maybe $8? These new action figures for Resistance are $14 at Target, and they don't even have, opposable limbs. Everything is just, they don't even have ships, even though this is a racing show. But, Tulip, this is a kid's show. I was hoping it would get better because Kiri Hart is no longer involved, but not that lucky am I. Anyway, everyone, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, that's okay too. And make sure you subscribe to my channel, and make sure you click that little bell. That way you get notifications when I do other videos and when I do live streams, because people tend to enjoy those. And everyone, I will be back with another review of Star Wars Resistance, because I am an episode behind, so I will have that out within the next couple of days. So everyone, have a great rest of your day. May the Force be with you, because we are really, really, really Going to need it. Bye. Hey everyone, after being asked for months now, I finally got a P.O. box, so if you want to send me some mail, go ahead and send it to Anna, that Star Wars girl, or TSWG for short, at P.O. Box number 28171, Santa Ana, California, 927998171. Thank you, have a great day guys.